we have mentioned that the aromatic compound is conjugated, it's a planar, it is sp2 hybridized, it is a cyclic, and then the last rule is it conforms the Huckel rules, that is 4n plus 2, that is aromatic compounds. Anti-aromatic, the conditions are similar to aromatic compound, but the only difference is that for aromatic compounds they conform the 4n rule, 4n plus 2 rule, and for anti-aromatic compounds they conform 4n rule. And non-aromatic compounds, these compounds are not cyclic, they are not conjugated, they are not planar, they are sp3 hybridized, and their pi bonds or the pi electron is odd numbers. So let us look these examples given here. The first example, we have got this structure, and we want to identify whether it is aromatic, anti-aromatic, or non-aromatic. So that structure, if you look at it, the structure is cyclic. The structure is again conjugated. It is planar. The structure is a planar. It is sp2 hybridized. And lastly, does it conform Huckel's rule, that is 4n plus 2, or it conforms the 4n? That is what we want to identify. We said if the compound of the structure has 4 electrons, 4 pi electrons, 8 pi electrons, 12 pi electrons, 16 pi electrons, 20 pi electrons, we say that compound or molecule conforms 4n rule, and it is anti-aromatic. So if, let us see now our compound here, we have got 2 pi bonds, and the pi electron will be 2 times 2, which is 6 pi electrons. 4 pi electrons. This is 2 pi bond times 2 is 4 pi electrons. So the 4 pi electrons falls under the 4n rule, which means this compound is anti-aromatic. Aromatic. Let's see our second example. We are given that structure. Let's see whether it meets the aromaticity rules. The compound is cyclic. The compound is planar. It is conjugated. It is sp2 hybridized. And which rule does it conforms? Let us see. We have got 2 pi bonds. Those are 4 electrons. And here we have got a negative. Where you see negative, you count those as 2 electrons. So that is 4 pi electrons plus 2 pi electrons. That will give us 6 pi electrons. And we said if the compound has 2 pi electrons, 6 pi electron, 10 pi electron, 14 pi electron, 18 pi electron, the compound or the molecule is aromatic, and it conforms the 4n plus 2 rule. Okay, our compound here has got 6 pi electrons. Here we have got 2 pi bond times 2 is 4 pi electrons plus 2 pi electrons. That is 6 pi electrons. That means the compound is aromatic. The compound is aromatic. Okay, this one is similar to this. The only difference is that we have got positive here and here we have got negative. For positive, for negative, we said you count 2 pi electrons, and for positive, you count non-pi electrons, which means this one has 4 pi electrons, 2 pi bond times 2, which is 4 pi electrons, and this compound is still cyclic. It's a planar, conjugated, and sp2 hybridized, but it follows the 4n rule, which classify the compound as anti-aromatic. Aromatic. And example 3, we have got that structure, and if you look at the structure is still planar, it is a cyclic, it is conjugated, it is sp2 hybridized. But we will see whether it follows the 4n rule or the 4n plus 2 rule. Okay, so the compound is cyclic, the compound is planar, conjugated, sp2 hybridized, and lastly, which rule does it conforms? By looking at the pi bond, we can identify the rule it conforms. Here we have got 1, 2, 3 pi bond. Those are 3 times 2, 6 pi electrons plus 2 electrons there, 2 pi electrons. So that will give us 8 pi electron. So if the compound has 8 pi electron, that compound we say it is anti-aromatic. It is anti-aromatic. It conforms the 4n rule. It has 8 pi electrons, and the compound is anti-aromatic. And last example is a similar structure, but the only difference is here. So we say when you have positive sign, that is an empty p orbital, and you count as no pi electron or 0 pi electrons. So the compound now has 3 pi bond times 2, each is 2 pi electrons, so that is 6 pi electrons. So the compound has 6 pi electrons, and this compound is aromatic compound. The other rules, it has the other rules, that is it is cyclic, it is conjugated, it is a planar, sp2 hybridized, and lastly it conforms 4n plus 2, since it has 6 pi electrons. So that structure is aromatic.